Well, hello there, fellow photo loving people of the world. Today I want to talk about a specific piece of glass. And it is this 90mm f2 Olympus. An F2 macro lens, which is quite interesting. It's from the late 80s, and it was one of the last lenses that Olympus made in this time and put out onto the market. It was kind of designed to be used together with something like this very beautiful Olympus OM4, and indeed they give you a very good kit. But why is this lens so interesting? Well, that's also something that I want to find out. So to give you a little bit of context, you know, vintage macro lenses and also modern macro lenses, extremely few of them give you such a bright aperture of f2 like this does. I think the only, from the top of my head, I think it's like only one 100mm f2 Zeiss, which came out like 2008 or something like that. So there is another macro lens that is an f2, but I think it's only a 100mm and not any other 90mm. Wow, very special. So it's the only one of its kind, right? But why is that? Why is this such an oddball? Because there are a lot of different macro lenses and quite nice macro lenses. For example, like just I can grab this little Tamron here, which is a 90mm f2.5, and I also have an old Elicar, which is sometimes a Vivitar, a 90mm f2.5 here. So these are very interesting macro lenses, but they all share, for example, like this modern 100mm 2.8 Laover, very good lens. I use this one to digitalize my film negatives, you know, but all of them share the same characteristic, that they don't go down to f2. And you know, for good reason that is, because most of the time these macro lenses will get used for macro work. And in macro photography, you don't really need, most of the time you don't need such a razor thin depth of field that an f2 lens is able to give you, you know, in macro photography, of course. But if we widen the field of usage for these lenses, obviously the story gets much different, you know, because I personally love 90mm lenses like a lot. Right now I still own this Tamron. I think I will sell it sometime in the future. But the lens that I used the most before I switched to this Olympus system was a Tamron. Oh no, not a Tamron, was a Tokina. A Tokina 90mm f2.5 macro, which is also has this nickname Bokina, at least here in Germany. That was the name that I stumbled upon, and it's for a good reason. It has this nickname. Lenses like these, if you shoot them f2.8, if you shoot them right open, you will get amazing shallow depth of field if you get close to the subject, of course. You get very good separation, and most of the time you will get like an amazing smooth transition. You get a very beautiful bokeh, you know, bokina. quite a strong hint, I would say. And at least in theory, a 90mm f2 macro should give you even more of that. Of course, something which I was very, very keen about. So when I switched to Olympus and I found out that there is a 90mm f2.0 out there, I was of course very, very excited. And then you look up the price of this lens and be like, well, not for me, thank you. So yeah, I was just simply, because of a very good friend of mine, Johannes, thank you so much. He sent me a link to an auction on something, also Kleinanzeigen here in Germany. It's like Craigslist in the US. And I was able to get this lens for a super good price. So that was amazing for me. And now I own this lens. What a beautiful thing. And that's the reason why I want to share some thoughts about that, you know. So what I want to do is, I did already shot quite a number of pictures with this combination. So the 90mm f2 on my Olympus OM4, even with this yellow filter on the front, because I mostly shoot black and white. Also, I do of course also shoot color, but at least at the moment I shoot mostly black and white, because I have now for some weeks I have an own darkroom in my basement, which I absolutely love. And this setup that I have right there is basically, at least at the moment, only for black and white. So I develop all my film myself, black and white and color film. And with my black and white negatives, I have the opportunity to go into my own darkroom and enlarge my own pictures, which is obviously, for me personally, absolutely amazing. I love the whole concept of that. So I want to share two things with you. I want to share with you some digital files, some digital pictures of my pictures that I've taken with this lens. I also have an adapter to use on my Lumix camera that is filming me at the moment, my Lumix S1. So I can use this lens digitally, but honestly, I'm not super interested in that, because at least in the last months, I almost exclusively shoot analog, which I absolutely love the process, and it gives me much more than digital photography for a lot of reasons that a lot of people have talked a lot about. So yes, I want to share with you some pictures, and I also want to do what I also want to do is to take you with me into my darkroom and look at some pictures that I've taken with just this combination, and we're gonna print them, you know? Let's see. Yeah, so basically that's it. I think after, I want to try to put the darkroom part right now into this video, and after it I think I'm going to say maybe some words to have a conclusion. Well, cheers, and thank you for sticking around until now. So, hello there and welcome to my darkroom. Here is where I want to develop the pictures, not develop, to enlarge some of the pictures that I've shown you. Especially I want to enlarge one specific picture of it. I think where are my negatives? Here are all my negatives. It's not 120. It was obviously a 35mm film, and now I just basically have to find find the right negative. And after that is done, I'm gonna finish the whole setup here and make everything ready. And I will choose the photo paper that I want to work with. And after that, I'll be right back. What I've did right here is the complete setup. I've switched my enlarger to 35mm film. Would you please stop wiggling around? Thank you. So I switched it back to 35mm film, and I've put the negative in here. I switched the lens because there was a lens in here, a 100mm Schneider Kreuznach, which is beautiful, but it's for medium format. I don't work with medium format at the moment, so I needed to switch back to another lens, to a 50mm lens, which I'm having in this enlarger right now. Here's our picture that I want to work with, and this is a piece of paper that is just exactly the same as the paper that we are going to work with. So I can use this one to see if everything of the mask here are correct. I want to have a very thin white border around the picture, and that should be good. And after I framed it up so that I'm happy with the results, like this, I think. Yes. After that, we have to focus. To focus, we have to open the lens to 2.8, which it is at the moment. Then we have to pick our focusing loop, place it on here, and see if the focus is correct. Yes, it's perfect because I already did it. And then after that, we need to close down the aperture to f8, like our working aperture basically. And then we are ready to go. So now what we need is to take some test stripes off the paper and try to find out the right amount of time that we want to expose the paper at. So I've finished the process of taking the first test piece, and if we take a closer look at this, so let me zoom into this business. So we have a stripe of film, and on this stripe of film we have different exposure times. The biggest one right here, we have the lightest one and goes down to the darkest one. And the first one got 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 6, 8 and 10 seconds. And now I want to look at it and try to choose which one I want to try out. I think I will try out 8 seconds, I think. Well, let's see. Okay, there we go. So this is the result. Well, hello again. There we are, back again one day later, and our darkroom work is finished. Now I want to give just a little conclusio in regards to this lens. So I've printed in the darkroom, I've enlarged two pictures. This is the first, that is the one you saw in the video, and I also did the same in a bigger version on a different paper. This is a matte paper, but I don't know. The problem is that the paper that I was using, it was not stored correctly, so the paper has the tendency that it does not want to get really black or be really white anymore. It's kind of this grayish, you see. The white is kind of clearer and the black is obviously much darker. I could try to get this even darker. I think it would be possible, but yeah, it's a bit hard to work with photo paper that is not quite good anymore. Yeah, but anyways, you saw the pictures, some of the pictures that I've taken with this lens. I actually also once did a picture with more than one picture, but I will only show one picture here on my Lumix S1. So this lens on a digital camera, I will show you the picture now. And as you can see, it is very, very, very sharp. And at the same time, it's has a very, very beautiful background blur. And what makes this lens so special, I think, is this really, really good ability to get a separation between the background and the in focus area. It kind of, you have the feeling that you can just pick the thing you're looking at from the picture and peel it in a way. I really like this look, and to be honest, macro lenses I think are in general quite good in creating this look, because they have they have at least the tendency to have a very high, I think micro contrast is the term here. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into all this technical stuff. This lens creates beautiful images. If you have the opportunity to get your hands on it, do so. You won't regret it. I'm sure of that. I mean, beautiful. So, thank you for watching. This was the very first video in my life that I've edited, done, and want to upload on this channel. So if you found it, hello. Thank you for watching. And yeah, if you want to know anything about the process, darkroom, this lens, photography, analog photography, you know, if you have any questions, just write them down in the comments and maybe I can help with that. So, cheers.